What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Crunch Time on this Saturday afternoon or late morning, depending on where you are situated. I am Britt Devine here with my weekend crew. We've got TJ, Mr. Agents of Fandom. TJ, we're going to have to take a back seat here because we've got number one's Cardinals fan, STL Cards 84, Justin Van Zuden here. Justin, what's going on? We were talking pre-show. A catcher that can't catch, a team that can't hit. What else is going wrong with them?
Yeah, they can't do anything. The GM's a bozo, the manager's a bozo, the bullpen stinks. I mean, it's been horrendous. I just tweet my way through it every day. It's helpful that just everything they've managed to screw up. They're 0-11 in series openers. They're 0-14 in their last 14 night games. They took out their ace. Jordan Montgomery's about the only pitcher they have. They took him out last night at 89 pitches to bring in Jordan Hicks with a 3-2 lead. And Hicks has a whip of 2.38. So, that was not the brightest move. And then questionable at best for sure. They left the bases loaded in the 7th. They left the bases loaded in the 8th. And they led off the 9th with a double and then had 3 straight strikeouts and lost by 1. So that's pretty much the way the season's gone. Pretty much a consensus, playoff pick. I think they were like minus 250 to make the playoffs when the season started. And they're 10-23. So, it's definitely and we're spoiled as Cardinal fans. They've made the playoffs a lot, and it's certainly you can't be disappointed with the way the franchise has gone over the last couple decades. But it's clear that now that you don't have Pujols there to bail you out, you don't have Chris Carpenter anymore. Just as all these guys have retired, they aren't replacing them. I mean, you got Goldie and Arenado, but they traded away Zach Gallen, they traded away Sandy Alcantara, they traded away Arozarena, they released Adolis Garcia. I mean, all these missteps that the current front office has made has just been real disappointing. And I've got tickets. We're going on a road trip the end of this month to go see them in Pittsburgh, and I booked this in January, and I'm regretting it now. But
it sounds like a sweep for the Pirates.
Oh my God, it's just been horrible. And so, I was trying to talk to kids. Hey, maybe instead of going to Pittsburgh, we can go to Pittsburgh next year, and maybe this year we can go to Hershey in Pennsylvania and go to Hershey Park or something. But no, they still want to go to PNC. They want to see the team play. So I got to support them, even though they're horrible. But it's been a rough year for sure.
You mentioned bad numbers in series openers and night games. We got a day game and series 2 cards, so maybe there's some hope for your Cardinals today. I have bet the Tigers money line though, so we'll see how that goes with Adam Wainwright and his 400 ERA and his rehab starts.
He's 41 years old, but it's just like making a trade. He's going to come back and save the team. So.
TJ, what's up? How many likes we need for some Spidey bombs today?
We'll drop the first one at let's say 40 likes today, and we'll do a little combo deal. It's early in the morning for me. It's still before noon, so it's morning. And so we'll do first one at 40 likes, second one at 50 likes.
Sounds good. That's some low numbers, guys. Hit that like button. We'll tail TJ into the green with some home run props. But Justin, let's start this off. Starting pitching. There's only 4 games, so there's 8 pitchers. Nothing really great. I was reading your main article on RotoGrinders today. McGill's cheap. You've got Rasmussen going up against a watered-down Yankees lineup, but he's expensive. There's some other guys. Smiley's been pretty good this year. Miami's not that great on offense. How are you handling the slate today?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to make the slate by picking the right pitcher, right? If you're looking at the bat projections on DraftKings, I mean, nobody's projected above like 18 on Fanduel. Nobody's really projected above 30. So it's just not a slate where you've got a lot of high upside pitching. And I think you're going to want to try to prioritize as many bats as you can. So I have no issue with Rasmussen. If you want to play him, fine. But like his strikeout prop is 4.5, even against the watered down Yankees lineup. It's not like he's got some kind of miraculous ceiling, and he's over 10K on both sides. So I like him. He's fine. I just don't think he's the optimal use of salary today. Like, why go for 10K plus for a guy with a limited ceiling? And nobody here's been spectacular. Smiley's been okay. I think he's fine. McGill has not been great, but he's at home facing the Rockies, and he's had a tough schedule so far. So just go with the matchup, I guess. And McGill's a little bit cheaper. I like Herman in GPPs because he's probably shown the most upside of the whole bunch this year, but he's facing the Rays. So probably not the safest choice, though I don't have any problem with a Herman McGill pairing on DraftKings. I don't want to spend top dollar here today. Try to get out without hitting a landmine and take your 20 some odd points on FanDuel, 15 or so points on DraftKings, and hope you make the slate with your bets, because I don't think there's a 30 DK or a 50 FanDuel point performance coming from a pitcher here.
TJ, we got 40 likes, so we can go to Spidey Bomb number 1, and then you can talk pitching. So producer Rob, hit the music.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, spins a web any size, catches thief.
All right, you love to see it. So first Spidey Bomb of the day is in the last game of the slate. My highest owned player today, Pete Alonso, is going to be going yard. We got a second one in 2 likes, so let's drop it right now. Spidey Bomb number 2 is Jorge Soler, another one of my highest owned plays today. And then we got a sneaky Spidey Bomb coming if we can make it to 70 likes.
70 likes. So cards, real quick. We always like to play the game. Pete Alonso, he is a pretty good home run hitter. Does he have better or worse odds than Patrick Wisdom to hit a home run today?
Well, Wisdom's not in the lineup this afternoon, which is one of the biggest travesties you'll ever see, that Wisdom's not playing. So I guess we have to go with Alonso having the better odds, since Wisdom isn't in there today. But let's see. I mean, he's got it.
They got a 340 on Alonso.
Yeah, I was gonna say 325 there. So yeah, that's about right.
And then we go TJ. Who was the other one? It was Jorge Soler. Cards. Guess his odds that we're playing on Jorge Soler. What do you think about Smiley in general today against the Marlins? He's been pretty good this year. The Marlins, you pull up plate IQ. It's not really great against left-handed pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to do with the Marlins in this spot. A little bit of favorable weather. It's something of a crosswind. And Soler always, his home run odds always surprise me. Like, even though Alonso's in the 3s, like, he's probably going to be in the 2s, and then I like Alonso better if Soler has.
This is nuts. I can't believe Jorge. First off, on Caesars, he's plus 130. Absolutely ridiculous.
Plus 130?
That's the Caesars
offer a no?
It's 255 on FanDuel. I don't know if Caesars has a no on that, but the 255 on FanDuel, our sponsor. These
are my 2 favorite DFS plays on the slates. I don't think we got to be mashing the.
I bet the Alonso, but the 255, even that seems pretty short.
Yeah, I don't mind the odds on Alonso, but the 130 on Soler, that's wild. I just pulled up that game on Caesars, and Soler is plus 130. Everyone else is plus 380 or worse. Literally every other player. So I don't know. Maybe the algorithms know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to pass on the 130 for sure on Soler. But TJ, let's get back to pitching. What are we doing from a tournament perspective here? Cards wasn't too thrilled with any option. Do you have any specific standouts? Is there a garbage pitcher? Do you want to try Wainwright against Detroit?
No, I don't want to try Wainwright against Detroit. I think I have. Oof, that's gross. I got to fix that, actually. I got 25% Wainwright, and I don't really think I want that. But Drew Rasmussen's going to be my favorite just because, I feel like I don't need salary. Like, if I'm just picking one guy for raw points, he's probably my favorite. And from a DraftKings perspective on FanDuel, taking that discount to Herman or McGill on a one-pitcher site, I'm totally cool with that. But on DraftKings, where I'm playing 2, Rasmussen is going to be my favorite just because a lot of the stacks I want to play are cheap anyways. I want to get some Miami stacks. I want to get some Detroit stacks. And it's not like anybody is really that expensive today. And so I just kind of like getting to a lot of Rasmussen. And then I don't even hate taking some shots on a guy like Spencer Turnbull as well. But I'm going to be pretty close to equal on the amount of Herman, Smiley, and McGill that I have. And then Rasmussen's going to be the most.
All right. Before we get into some offense, I want to tell everyone about Will Priesters. He's got a new show It is called Will's Take Your Pick'em Show. It's on every morning during the week at 10:30. If you like some of the other prop sites or whatever, you can get access to Will's thoughts for that every morning, 10:30 during the week. I was doing the NFL show where we got you all the odds, on Tuesday morning when the books would be throwing them out on Wednesday and Thursday. The prop sites would put them out a little earlier. Will's sort of doing that for baseball, getting them to you at 10:30 every morning. Make sure to check that out. Will, one of the better prop players you're going to be getting advice from. So offense, lay of the land. TJ, I guess I'll throw it back to you from a tournament perspective. Let's get a little more. Cards has talked a lot. I think he's out of breath from talking about the Cardinals. What are we doing in tournaments today? Because I like the Cubs. One of the bets I just put in on Scores and Odds right before the show is the Cubs team total was over 4.5, was like minus 135. I think that was on DraftKings. So if you were looking for another bet outside of the Spidey bombs, that's one I like against the opener. And then we've got Chichi Gonzalez coming in. How do you not want to play the Cubs today? The Cardinals have a huge run total. We know what Cards is going to think about that. How are you handling
Take the under on that.
His perspective, and then what else do we have going on?
Yeah, so this is just honestly a slate where there's not all that much to like. The Mets are going to be my highest owned team, followed by the Rays, just because I think those are the two best offenses on the slate. And then I have a decent amount of Colorado just because of the ownership that McGill's picking up today. I like the Cubs, I like the Marlins, and I like Detroit as a tournament stack. If you would have told me on this ugly 4-game slate before the season began that my two lowest owned teams would be the Cardinals and the Yankees, I'd kind of think that I was stupid and getting too crazy on this slate. But my two lowest owned teams are the Cardinals and the Yankees.
So the Cardinals, they carry the name value, Justin. Are they, Goldschmidt has been okay. Newt Barr's been doing all right. Arenado, you wrote out completely lost at the plate this year, really underperforming. Did they deserve this big total against Spencer Turnbull? It was just, a pretty horrific pitch or two, or would you prefer to take shots on the Cubs and the Mets?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to be objective about them right now, but if you look at Arenado, his average exit velocity is in the 19th percentile in Major League Baseball. I mean, that's a problem. Like it's just a problem. His hard hit rate is in the 22nd percentile. He's just not. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what it is, but Arenado, no. Contreras, no. He has 2 home runs. Both came in the same game. Gorman's not in there today. Burleson, DeYoung, like Carlson can't hit right-handed pitching. And now that Contreras isn't catching, we got to have Kisner in there. Like, no, they just, again, I'm not quite objective right now because I'm not happy with them. But outside of Goldschmidt, they've been bad. And frankly, until they show some signs of life, heck, win a game, I just don't see how you can prioritize them. So, yeah, give me the Cubs. I really like the Mets. I think Gomber, a wild lefty. The Mets have struggled this week too, but I think this is a great spot to get them back on track. So if I had to rank them, I would put the Mets and the Cubs ahead of the Cardinals today. I do like Goldie, but that's about it.
All right. And then your thoughts on what's from the tournament side, Justin? I have no problem playing Detroit. I'm looking on DraftKings. Even on my cash team, there's a couple of cheap players. You've got Javi Baez. There's a guy at third that's cheap too, that sort of fit into lineups if you want to use them. And against Wainwright, who's been horrible. You mentioned the bullpen's been horrible. If people aren't going to be on, I think they'll be a little bit more popular on DraftKings because they're cheap. You don't really need all the money, but if you want to, you can use them. I'm certainly for them. I would guess you're probably on board too, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get super excited about a team that's batting Nick Maton cleanup, but Wainwright was not good in his rehab stint. I mean, he's 41. I love Adam Wainwright, and he's been a huge part of the Cardinals in my time of following them. But, he wasn't good in his rehab, and he's 41 years old. So really difficult to see him having a ton left in the tank, and the bullpen's been bad. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going out to throw the Tigers in 100 lineups today, but if you want to use them as a lower-owned stack, that's fine. We know the Rays have upside, and Herman, has been really good, but on a 4-game slate, anything can happen. So, I don't mind throwing a few Rays stacks in there too.
Let's see here. What's the latest on? I'm just trying to see. Did Hoying get scratched? Because I was reading earlier it was Chichi Gonzalez coming in here today.
They're using the other guy that I can't.
Barnes.
Barnes is opening.
Yep.
And the thought is that that Hoying is going to follow him, and then potentially Chichi Gonzalez at some point. I don't think any of this has been confirmed. I think it's a little bit of speculation, but I mean, either way,
Chichi got called up, and he's got nothing left in the minor. So, like, to me, he came up to be like a gas can today. So they don't have to use actual arms.
Well, anyway, they're all whoever's pitching isn't very good. Whoever's going to be out there.
If Chichi's in there for a couple innings, Hoying's in there for a couple, Barnes. I mean, these are all bad pitchers. I'm definitely on the Cubs today. You can still go ahead and hit that team total. I want to run maybe Justin, and you can just give me maybe a couple of your favorite position players at each position. The show's a little shorter. I want to get to questions from Discord and YouTube. We're 11 likes away from another Spidey bomb. So maybe your favorite cash plays, and then I'll throw it over to TJ for favorite tournament plays, and then we'll field some questions.
Yeah. Again, my favorite team is the Mets today. So, if you're looking at the infield spots, Lindor, Alonso, spending up for one of those guys, I think makes sense today. I'm kind of with TJ. I really like Alonso. Then in the outfield, you've got Marte, and Nimmo's been pretty good against lefties. And then Tommy Pham is batting fifth today. So if you wanted some value from the Mets, I think, in cash games, you're probably rolling with maybe 3 Mets for sure today. The Cubs I like as well. We've talked about them. You've got Bellinger and Happ are a little bit more pricey. I think they're strong one-off plays for power upside. You've got some speed at the top with Nico Horner, who's going to be a pretty popular middle infield play today as well. And then, you're kind of, I'd say maybe half to 2/3 of your quote unquote optimal lineup build is probably going to be Mets and Cubs. The Cardinals are grading out really well in projections. Again, I'm just kind of lukewarm on them at the moment. So Goldie and Nootbaar would probably be the guys that I would say are okay for kind of safety.
And TJ, from a tournament perspective, do you have any agreements with Justin on some of your favorite players? Do you have any sneakier one-off plays, et cetera, et cetera?
A lot of the same today. So Alonso is going to be my highest owned player, followed by Soler and Birdie. Cody Bellinger is going to be the next guy on my list. And then I am getting to quite a few of these cheap Detroit guys as well. Nick Maton, Zach McKinstry. I find myself getting to a lot of Rays like Wander Franco and Randy Arozarena just because I need the salary to spend. And so with how they've been this year, I'm really not upset at the concept of getting to a lot of Arozarena and Franco and Brandon Lau today. Like, I think that sounds fantastic. So those are the guys I'm getting the most overweight on. And then I really do like taking some shots on Grichuk and Crone and Chris Bryant, because McGill's going to be over 50% owned, and he's terrible so far this year. Like, he's been really bad. He might get better again. He's typically been a decent pitcher. I didn't mean to say he is terrible. I meant to say he's been terrible. And so, yeah, he might turn it around in a great matchup, but there's still a few solid hitters in this lineup, and I don't mind taking some shots on them.
All right, and I do want to say Hoying is confirmed. I saw the Iceman, Keith Eister, saying that is in there, and that has crossed my Twitter feed too. So Hoying after Barnes. I'm hoping Chichi gets in there at some point because I really want some at-bats against him. But either way, like Card said, and I also agree, it doesn't really matter. These are all subpar arms, and then the bullpen also, whoever comes in is going to be pretty horrible.
And it's not like they're, I mean, it's not like these guys, and I think they're all right-handed. So, yep. I mean, it's not like you're going to try to finagle some left and right.
Bellinger, load them up.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go to some questions here. We are 8 likes away from a final Spidey bomb. I want to mention our sponsor, Fanduel. If you're looking to make any bets, I do like the Cubs over 4.5 team total. You can get that either there or a couple other sites as well. If you're a new customer there, you can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Terms and conditions apply. Make sure to check out FanDuel, a nice sponsor of the show. So questions first. Go into our RotoGrinders Discord for premium members. Achilles he's just firing away left and right. So pay attention here. We've got a 3-fer. We've got a couple guys he's debating for. So Achilles' first one is Rasmussen, Contreras, and Arenado, or McGill, Goldie, and Yandy. I already know exactly what Cards is going to say. That's the second one, right, Cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree too. I like McGill. He's anchoring my FanDuel cash team, Achilles. I am playing Arenado. Just the third base is pretty weak over there. I'm going to hope he gets it against Detroit today. But I love Goldie. I like Yandy. I would make sure you try to get Alonso in there as well. Alonso, like TJ said, is definitely my favorite hitter, playing him on both sides today. His next question, Franco, Lindor, or Swanson? These are all really good plays. We all might have different answers here. TJ, I'm going to start with you. Who do you got?
Franco.
Cards?
I'll take Lindor, I think. But yeah, I mean, they're all strong plays.
Yeah, I'm on
Lindor's
Swanson.
a very
So
close second.
I thought we might all have different answers there. I think that's all. Basically, price would probably dictate that for me, Achilles, if you were sort of choosing all those are the three guys you want to have, and whatever the salary allows you to do other things in your lineup that you want to do, I would go with the guy at the low salary that allows you to do that. Then he's got Hap, Fruit Bar. We'll call him Newt Bar. Chisholm or Nimmo. So the bat is really high on Chisholm. I've overridden Derek Carty's system today. I'm not playing Jazz against Smiley. Smiley's been pretty good. Jazz struggles against lefties, and he hits down in the order. I like Hap. I like Newt Bar. Nimmo, even lefty's good. I think Jazz is probably the guy sitting out, but I'm also going against the bat who is Chisholm is one of the highest projected players today. Does anyone have a take on that?
I'm with you on that. I don't love Jazz in this matchup either. I pretty much agree with everything you said there.
TJ?
Yeah, I'm with you there as well. I got a little bit of Jazz, but he's lower down my list.
All right. BJ Tom wants to know 5 Mets too many for DraftKings cash. So you're probably looking at Alonso, Nimmo, Lindor, Batty.
Probably Fam's cheap. So
yeah, Fam's cheap too. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, maybe I'd stick to 4, but we're splitting hairs there.
Yeah, I think that's fine. And you got plenty of Mets today, TJ, from the tournament perspective, right?
Yeah, I got lots.
Yeah, I love it. Love the Mets today. Going to go to YouTube. 66, 4 likes away. We've got about 7 minutes. Let's get that. I want the Spidey bomb. I hope it's better odds than plus 130 for Jorge Soler, because I was definitely not betting that one. So let's see what TJ has up his sleeve for that one. Let's see if we get a couple more. Marcus Martinez. He's got Rasmussen and Turnbull as a starting pitcher. So Cards. Where does he go from there in tournaments?
I mean, if you got Turnbull, you should be able to get whatever you want. That's different enough. So, yeah, I mean, stack your favorite offense with them if you're rolling those guys out there.
Let me just see if I got any other questions. Wainwright. I guess, Pete, I feel, in New York here, I think I have access to like 10 sports books, but I see other states have other sports books with better odds, and I feel shafted. Cards, you see some of these like Grant gets some of the best odds in the world where he lives. I feel really angry at him. Not angry at him, but I'm upset internally that I can't get access to these.
Yep, you got to take the prices you're offered. We got 6 or 7 here, so 6 or 7 and an eighth that I can only get about $1 on. So
that is definitely true. All right, I don't really see any other questions. We're 3 likes away. Cards, you got any other bets? I was on the Cubs over 4.5. I have a Mets Braves parlay. I think the Mets offense can get going like you just said today, and I'm hoping McGill can sort of slow down the Colorado offense. And how do you not want to, bet with Spencer Strider, who's just on another level this year, probably the best pitcher in baseball, probably neck and neck with Jacob deGrom right now. So that's a nice parlay. Comes out a little over plus odds. Anything you were looking at this morning?
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals under team total, Tigers money line, anything against.
I do have the Tigers money line betting. I didn't write it up, but it's in there.
If my team's gonna stink, I can at least make some money on them betting against them. So, in all seriousness, I with Wainwright pitching, like why the Cardinals are minus 210 or 220 or whatever it is against anyone right now. Does not make sense to me. So while I hope they break their losing streak today, I still think there's some value in the lines against them. And I do like McGill a good bit today. You know, his props are pretty reasonable if you want to take a shot on some of those. Not because I have this, you know, big faith in McGill being an ace or anything like that, but I do think he's better than he's shown so far this year. He's had to face the Padres, the Dodgers, and the Braves already. So the Rockies at home in New York is certainly a more favorable landing spot. So I think he gets back on track a little bit today.
I just caught something that I'm so glad I caught. Otherwise, it would have been a terrible slate.
Oh, on the CSV?
My max in the build rules section on Lineup HQ, my max batters versus opposing pitcher was for some reason set at 10 as opposed to 0. And so I noticed, like, wait a minute, why do I have all of these guys going up against my pitchers? And so that would have been pretty terrible. It has now been fixed, and could have been a tough day at the office.
All right, TJ, here's what we're going to do. We're at 66. I've got Bill's in our Discord. He can't get on YouTube. So we're at 60. So we're counting Bill in the likes. We need 3 more to
get over there and hit the like button, everybody. We are so close, and I will dish you up number 3, who is, it's crazy. It's a weird pick today, but you know what? He's going to do it. Nick Fortes is going to hit a home run today.
Cards, guess the odds on Mr. Nick Fortes.
Well, I saw them because I looked at the whole Marlins team when I saw that Soler was plus 130. So, I mean, he's plus 500 on Caesars. I'm hoping there's somewhere that's giving us a little better than plus 500 on him, though.
Let's see here. I got a 750 on DK for him. Does that,
all right.
That sound good?
That's better.
I'll take that one. That one's in. So we got the 3 Spidey bombs. TJ,
is he no longer? Well, so one of the reasons I like him is because he's plus 830 on Fanduel. Is that no longer the case?
Let's see. I assumed Cards was looking at that correctly, and yes, he is.
No, I was
actually just put in
Caesars.
a bad bet.
Yeah, he's 830 on FanDuel. That's why we like him, is because he's plus 830 over there.
All right, I'm doubling down on this one. So this is we're going out there on home runs, but I can't pass up getting even better odds. So we're gonna go with the Nick Fortes plus 830 on FanDuel as a Spidey bomb. Also, this also qualifies as a decent GPP play if you're looking out there in the land for a cheap play that nobody else might be on today. A couple Discord questions that'll round out the show.
Really like Brian Dela Cruz's odds on FanDuel. I think he's plus 600 over there.
All right. We got a couple questions left from Beaner on Discord. Franco or Lindor FanDuel tournament? TJ, I'll go to you on that one.
It depends on the rest of my lineup. If I have other Mets, it's Lindor. If not, it's Franco.
Best pitchers, DraftKings cash from BGA Tom. I'm on McGill and Rasmussen. Cards, what do you think of that combo? You got anyone else?
Yeah, for cash, I think that's probably the best combo. I do like Herman and GPPs.
All right. Let's see here. Raymond wants to know FanDuel last in Nimmo or Hap. I like both of these. I'm going with Hap for sure with the upside today, without question. If I'm choosing those in a tournament.
Yeah, I like Hap as well in GPPs.
TJ, yeah, you got it.
If I have a little bit of a Met stack in there, it's Nimmo. Otherwise, it's Hap. All
right. Let's see. That's the last question on Discord. Hopefully, we got all of you guys in there. Betting, I saw FanDuel has like promotions for the Derby. I haven't done anything on that. I don't follow the horses. Cards, you
same?
No,
I don't.
TJ, you don't look like a horse.
There's about 1,000 horse cappers that popped up on Twitter this morning, though. So
yeah, everyone's an expert. Where's like who is it? Tippin. We gotta find. Doesn't Tippin Pick give the winners every year?
He might. I don't know. I'm out of the horse loop for sure.
I'm pretty sure. I gotta go find Tippin Pick and see who he's going on there. There's some nice promotions out there. So I don't have any Derby picks, unfortunately. Stephen Jones, can we use Turnbull to get a Tampa stack?
Yes.
I won't ask Justin. I'll ask TJ.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, I'll ask you. I don't know. That
it's not the worst idea in the world. And while I'm pessimistic on the Cardinals, Turnbull is probably a little too cute for me.
Maybe
I didn't get them in.
What, your CSV?
Yeah.
It didn't run through quick enough?
No.
So your day just went from bad to good to bad again.
Well,
Yes.
it's just one game. You can try to finagle something in there. You got 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I have a lot of batters against pitchers who have already started.
But there's only one.
That's
game
Detroit, St.
left.
Louis. Nothing's happening in that game.
Yeah, I still have batters against pitchers in that game because everything got messed up though. Like so, it's
Oh.
got 20% Turnbull with Cardinals in the lineups, and then 20% Wainwright with Detroit in the lineup.
That might work. It might work on a 4-game slate. It will work. It will work when Wainwright pitches a gem and then the bullpen for the Cardinals gives up 9 runs. It has happened before.
Luke Raley today. Anyone taking on him? That's Beaner in the Discord.
I'm looking at a lineup right now that has Luke Raley in it going up against Herman.
Oh man! All right, TJ. I
We
wish
gotta
you the
let
best.
TJ get that cleaned
TJ,
up.
you can bow out and do your best to try to fix your situation. Justin and I will try to handle the closing of the show here. I don't really see any extra questions on Discord. I don't see any on YouTube. We will be back, the trio of us, for the late show. We'll have more Spidey bombs. I'll have some more bets. The Cardinals won't be playing, so Justin will just be all
Thank
in
goodness.
and zoned in on all the correct plays without having to get any fandom put in there. I think we're good here, guys. You ready to wrap it up?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. For Cards, for TJ, I'm Britt. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we out you.